Hi, good afternoon. And it's been a long time, and I keep giving these big long pauses between making videos. I've been doing a lot of sadhana, which means deep inner work on myself, figuring shit out. And I discover that I have less to say than maybe I ever have before. It's very interesting because I always have had a lot to say, and I always think that I know so much that I should be saying it. I do know some things. I'm not going to say I don't. But I am in the place of discovering a next level, I guess, another level of what that means. And when you begin encountering that feeling, and it starts to be inside you and starts to unravel your thought patterns that you thought you understood, thought you knew how they were going to affect you. Well, you just don't have anything to say. And it's a little bit odd to me because I feel very much like I've done a lot of work on myself, but I feel very much like I've done a lot of reading, research, having experiences, done a lot of digging into yoga, into tantra, into all these things. So to find out that I've just touched the tiniest bit of it is a little bit cumbersome on the personality, because the personality thinks, oh, I've seen this, It's like you've seen a lake, and then you get to the Great Lakes, and you've seen like a lake, there's a whole ecosystem there that's almost like the ocean. And then you get to the ocean, and you say, oh, I still haven't seen a real body of water, even though I think I had. But if you're on a boat in the middle of the ocean and you can't see anything in any direction, that's even more so that same thing. And I think that each time I have a new experience and I have a step forward, it leaves the second foot doesn't step forward with it, just the first foot does, because there's always a forward and a back. And I'm not saying I go backwards. I don't go backwards. I don't believe there is a backwards. But you step one foot forward and you wait a little bit, and the other foot will catch up at some point. So it's been a very interesting time. A lot of emotional stuff, which I keep thinking I've reached the bottom of that barrel, but it's not true yet. So a lot of emotional stuff, and a lot of mental stuff, which is interesting because I typically gauge my spiritual experiences on the feeling, the emotion, that sort of thing. But the mental stuff is not invalid, and if anything, is just as valid, if not a little bit more valid, because it's how we relate to the world. Sorry, I'm not tired. I don't know why I'm yawning. If we're energy, and the energy forms itself into a body, and then the body finds out it needs a mind to navigate through the world, but the energy is the source of all of it, and you're tapping into that, and changing there, it's a deeper level than beginning with the mind. So once the mind starts to catch up with where the shift has happened in the energetic body, it feels overwhelming, but it goes pretty quickly onto the next thing because you've already made the shift. It's just playing catch up. I don't know if any of this makes sense. I don't know if it makes sense to me. What I do know is that, well, maybe I don't know anything. Maybe I don't have a fucking clue. And that's a new place to be for me. But more so, it's a new place for me to admit that is new. Okay, so that's all I got. Hopefully I will talk to you again soon. Ciao.